I'm so excited to see Sandy as a new educator. And when I'm thinking about Martin Luther King, and I'm thinking about all of us here today, and those of us listening, and watching on Facebook, is that to say dreams comes true in so many ways. Because I remember Sandy, as a little girl, and now she's an educator teaching, and she's here today to talk about Martin Luther King legacy. And this is again for me to say, Martin Luther King, I know, did not die in vain. And Martin Luther King's being assassinated, that did not kill the dream. And that's why we are here when we said to reimagine, revitalize, and so forth, to see how in our time we can continue to help the generations today and the ones to come. So I want to introduce to you Sandy Richard. Sandy, who's now is going to say a poem for us before she starts with her own presentation.
Hi, everyone. So I'm going to say the poem I Too by Langston Hughes. This poem was written way before Martin Luther King, but it's one of the poems that he enjoyed reading. I too sing America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow I'll be at the table when company comes. Nobody will dare to say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I too am America.
Yeah, that really speaks to like inclusivity and really understanding that we have our space in society, even though some may not see us as a part of the number. And I'm glad, even though we may feel marginalized, that we can still create space in a space that maybe we don't feel welcome often.
The poem was interpreting like how didn't have civil rights, where him as a Black person would eat in like a different courts when other white people would come. And now he's saying that one day you will see who I am as a Black person in America, and I am part of America, and this is my land too, and this is my world too. So just basically saying that my skin color doesn't define who I am. How technology is changing in education. So hi, my name is Cindy Richard. As you guys already know, I am an educator. I teach kindergarten. I recently graduated with my undergrad in elementary education. So I'm certified from K to 8th grade. So I work in Queens, and it's predominantly Black and colored students that go there. So I'm very honored to be teaching kids like me, my skin color. The impact of technology on teaching and learning. Technology is a powerful tool that has changed how teachers teach and how students learn. It has provided people with access to education and access to different ways to communicate and work together. So traditional teaching and learning. So physical learning materials, equipment like paper, pen, and chalkboard. Limited access to educational materials and information. Teaching and learning typically occurs in in-person classroom settings. So teaching with technology is a wider access across educational materials and information, more available channels, tools for communicating as well as collaborating, and enables more personal kind of learning. So for example, now students have a wired range of materials such as Google Classroom, where they can interact with teachers easily. They have more accessible to the internet, where they can watch educational videos, where they can read books online that is educational. It's not like physical learning. So we see this change is impactful, and it's helping students become better learners. Okay, so this is just a visual as of January 2021, learning sessions are more conducted online. So 95% of school worldwide are taking part into virtual classrooms. So they have incorporated that into it. So the roles of interactive technology and learning. Interactive technology opens the opens up the new way we teach and learn. Interactive technology helps create opportunities for communication. It encouraged teachers and students to communicate more, share and discuss ideas, and collaborate with each other. So one example I would give in my classroom is like, one of my students, I said to him, oh, this was incorrect. I typed it like on his work, you can like add comments. And he quickly said, Miss Richard, this is right. You need to double check. Like he communicated with me, be like, this is wrong. You need to go and double check. It's just easily to communicate. And he was at home and I was at my house working after work. And I was like, okay, it's just showing you that technology has evolved and it's helping our students become the future because technology is the future. So incorporating technology into their school life is going to help better them for the future. Okay, so the benefits of interactive technology. Okay, so benefits to teachers. How technology help teachers to work together. Allows teachers to be more flexible. Teachers can use different teaching methods, tools to suit their lessons or students. Teachers connect more with students. Teachers are able to better communicate with their students and allow access to more resources. So I feel like with the platform of the internet, students have a wide range of stuff they can access to help them. Like they don't need to use a dictionary to look up words. They could just Google it and it comes right up. So here are the benefits for students. Okay. How technology helps students learn. It allows more personalized learning experiences. So students have more freedom to choose methods of tools to help them learn best. Improve students' communication skills. Students have access to different channels where they can communicate and collaborate with teachers and fellow students, and it helps students prepare for the future. Students become more equipped to face high technology in the future and will be able to easily adapt. Okay, so remote learning, the new norm. As you guys know, COVID-19 has impacted all of us in so many ways. So remote learning became the new norm for many students, as we know. So remote learning technology has been a critical to education right now, and it is likely to be as critical in the future as schools determine the best way they can move forward. Schools can adapt or offer contribution of remote and in-person learning. So as in the classroom right now, we do have in-person instruction. So we do teach lessons in person, but students are mostly submitting their work through Google Classroom or submitting it digitally. So it's not paper and pen anymore. Kids are actually doing their work on the internet, even though we're teaching them in person, but they're also doing the work on their computer. So that's how they submit their work. So like if a student tells me, oh, Miss Richard, I didn't do my work, and I'm like, it's Google Classroom, you can't delete it. Or they said the work was deleted, and I go back, I'm like, you can't delete anything in Google Classroom. So it's having kids be more accountable to get their work done because they know that it's on the internet, it can't be deleted. So accountability is one of those things too. Okay, so technology is an effective tool that can make education more meaningful, engaging for teachers and students alike. So these are just like what's next in digital learning. So online classroom mean digital learning for everyone, global market, and courses and credentials, improving the quality of blended learning, raising demands for skill-based programs, and a greater investment on interactive technology and solving the digital divide.
Système éducation nou te konnen an chanje. Kounye ya teknoloji gen yon gros plas nan zafè edukasyon. Li ede elev yo apren pi bien. Li ede edukateur yo komunike ak elev yo. Li bay posibilite pou elev yo jwen plus resous. Li bon pou environnement. Expérience COVID-19 COVID-19 la, te force éducateur ak élève yo ferme nou sou route pou nou te gade kouman sa kapab bénéficier la vie ni. Li important pour parents réaliser changement ça, pour apprendre comprendre sa qui vini ak changement pour yo ka aider petit yo.
So this, I want to end with this quote. We need technology in everyday classroom and in every student and teacher's hands because it is the pen and paper of our time. It is the lens through which we experience much of our world. And I also want to, I didn't say that in the beginning, but I also want to touch on social and emotional learning, how this ties into how education is changing, not only in technology, but also changing for our students and their mental health. Okay. What is social and emotional learning? So social and emotional learning, I like what Rosemary said earlier about how social and emotional learning is how to help kids manage their emotions. So let me get into that. Okay, so social and emotional learning. So social and emotional learning, SEL, is an educational concept that helps kids gain skills in important areas beyond math, reading, and other core school subjects. ESL helps kids identify their feelings, understand and communicate with others, build strong relationship, and make a good empathic decision. So we're teaching kids to be have more empathy towards each other, and how before they can learn, read, or do anything math, kids need to be mentally there, emotionally there before they can learn. And we've seen that a lot of kids are coming home where they're coming from home where their home environment is not that well. So that's impacting their education and how they learn. So many of schools were introducing social and emotional learning where we help kids with their emotions and cope with that, where they can have a learning environment where they feel safe and they can actually learn. And most of it's behavior. So we teach them how it's their behavior. We teach them how to cope with their behavior, how to cope with their emotions, how they're feeling. So that's what social emotional learning is. So there are 4 key elements of social intelligence. So self-aware. So people who have high self-aware recognition recognize their own emotions, and they understand the way their emotions affect their motivation and action. So social awareness, people with high social awareness are very they're very sorry, I can't even say the words. Okay, and empathetic, which means they have more empathy towards others. So they understand they understand the needs, emotions, and concerns of other people, and they are skilled at picking up on social cues and social dynamics. So self-management. Self-management is the ability to control impulses and behaviors. People with high self-management skills are also great at sticking to commitment and adapting to change. So relationship management, creating and maintaining strong relationship with others is an important aspect because we need to be able to interact with other people because the world we live in is always people, and communicating and managing relationship. We have seen like a drastic drop where kids are not interacting with other people and have social anxieties. So why we need SEL now? So the COVID-19 pandemic has changed lives in the United States and across the world. While we have all faced disruption in our daily routines and lives, children also face the largest changes too. So remote learning made school possible during the pandemic for kids with certain educational and learning styles. Some benefit from remote learning, but however, many of other school-age kids and teens, this disruption was incredibly difficult. The pandemic did not just mean the loss of classroom learning and adjustment to a remote school provide community service that goes far beyond academics. For instance, kids went without social structures, school attendance provided, like daily peer interactions, athletics, art activities, field trips, and dances, graduation, and other events simply weren't available. So we're seeing that a lot of kids, because they didn't have that social interaction, they're coming into school not being able to interact with other people and having a high risk and anxiety, where them not being able to socially react is impacting their learning. So we talk about the effect of COVID-19 on students. So children also face stress during the pandemic itself, according to American Academy of Pediatric. As of June of 2020, over 140,000 children in the United States lost their parent, grandparent, or caregiver to the death of COVID-19, and many others watched relatives battle with the virus. So this is just basically giving information on how COVID-19 impacted many people, and how in schools we are creating an environment where kids can express themselves, and how us parents can also help our kids and just regulating their emotions and knowing how to express themselves. So I want to point on this one. So ESL programs can help kids manage their overwhelming stress and emotional impact of COVID-19, and just help them regulate their school environment. SEL can be a powerful tool to help kids with everyday social skills and emotional intelligence. These skills can improve how kids perform in the classroom and improve their interaction with other people. They can also improve their self-esteem. That's a big thing. Having kids being able to have self-confidence is, we see a lot of kids struggle with that, because at home, it's always school, 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 learning, 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 where they don't they don't have that sense of, how would I say that? They don't have the sense of knowing themselves and just being confident. Like a lot of kids have low self-esteem, and so incorporating social emotional learning into their lives will build their self-esteem, help them with anxiety, and just manage their emotions. SEL and emotional intelligence have always been high importance, but this educational tool will be more important than ever as kids return to the classroom after COVID-19. The pandemic has been rough on mental health for kids of all ages, and the skills, thought, and SEL programs are powerful ways for school to support their students as they readjust. Okay. So you can use SEL in a number of ways. For instance, one key component of SEL is helping kids identify their emotions they're feeling that day. So some activities you can do is writing prompts about fears, goals, problems, yoga, meditation, and helping kids with problem solving activities and teamwork. So I would say some activities you could do at home with your kid is, you can, like on a Saturday, you can pick a journal entry, and you as a family will write your thoughts on that. You could also have YouTube has great meditation videos. For yoga, you can do also as a family.
Li important pour éducateur ak parents comprendre que éducation pas seulement ça élève la dwe apprendre dans livre. Santé mentale élève la compter. Émotion li. Moyen pour li exprimer. Capacité élève la pour li développer socialement. Pour li jouer, pour li faire zami.
And do you guys have any questions?